Evil West, not to be confused with Evil Dead, Weird West, West of Dead, or West of Loathing, is a video game. It's very video gamey. That's like the best selling point. For the game, it is a video video game. It's perfectly average. The writing is average if cringy. The gameplay is fine if it all added up to a particularly meh experience, which I'd feel is definitely a game I spent a week going through. I think the only thing I even outwardly enjoyed was some of the enemy design was pretty cool, with freaking spider werewolves that were creepy as hell. But then, overall, they just kind of shoved so much into the game that it just felt like a bloated mess that's just in the corner of the room. So, what do I mean when I say it's all meh? Let me explain. For starters, I think like a solid 60% of the game is just kind of walking around. Like the combat sections, at least near the beginning, don't last that long. So in the later game, when I'm slowly pushing a train cart along to get in the right spot to complete a, dare I say, puzzle, it's just a whole miasma of go on already. And Christ, I know it's important to break up the action, but it feels like action is breaking up the walking. And I remember walking around more than I do the actual gameplay, with it being, on the other hand, it can be fun sometimes and iffy on the others. I'm gonna describe something really awesome to you, and then tell you precisely why it's not. So, one of your metric fuck ton of weapons is an electro gauntlet. You could use it to lash out an electrical whip and pull smaller enemies towards. I pull a leech zombie towards me, then using my other gauntlet, which is essentially a hunk of iron wrapped around my arm, I launch him up in the air with an uppercut. Then I jump up myself and cannonball punch him into another larger enemy, which stuns them and deals a decent chunk of damage. Pretty freaking cool, simply put. The only problem is that I did this like 50 times, and it was literally one of the best ways to deal with the bigger enemies, since it stuns, and you also get iframes during the uppercut. So every single fight where there was like one big guy and 5 or 6 little guys, it became time to roll up your sleeves and do some honest work. Though to be fair, very few games where I could say, yeah, I killed the giant vampire man-bat by launching a shitload of werewolves at him. And again, cool sounding, but I did that particular thing like 6 times, so after the 3rd or 4th time, vampire trouncing via werewolf kinda lost its charm. When you're not launching small vampires at bigger ones, it's a generic combat, but you've got a fuckload of options. Your arsenal includes a giant punchy gauntlet, an electro gauntlet, a pistol, a double barrel shotgun, a lever action rifle, an automatic crossbow, a recharging stun bomb, a flamethrower, and a Gatling gun. On top of it all, you could go like gamer mode and you end up dashing around the arena and being able to one-shot little guys and deal decent chunks of damage to bigger ones. You would believe, with so many options, the way they decided to balance it is make each one feel underwhelming, except for the melee. So to dismantle one after another, the punchy gauntlet is fine, the electro gauntlet is a good tool for setting up the punchy gauntlet, the pistol feels like I'm brushing them with a feather duster, the shotgun deals good damage and stuns, but takes a year to reload. The lever action rifle can only hold 4 shots unless you get a headshot, then it gets a reload. The automatic crossbow just sucks and is inaccurate, or my game is glitched. I'm unsure. The stun bomb, the flamethrower, and the Gatling gun all take forever to recharge, and the latter two feel like they're gone within a few seconds of using them. All of this makes for a versatile but dampened arsenal that makes me feel lukewarm across. I almost feel as if the game should have been like maybe a co-op shooter. One person focuses a lot on the melee, maybe you have one person who's like close range with stuns and the bomb, another person who's, you know, the Gatling gun and the flamethrower, and then somebody with a rifle and a pistol. Have it be like spread out, and that way it could have been a bit more of a interesting experience, and each character could have gotten the love they deserve to make it a fluent combat system. The story is most forgettable, with like one good line that I remembered because it made me laugh in the beginning and think I was getting into a comedy game, but then I learned it was just a bad action flick turned into a game with a single moment that I found funny. I mean, seriously, on multiple occasions the main character says, "Oh, I don't understand all the sciencey stuff," and to explain it to him in English, and it's just cringe at this point. I'm not afraid to say it. If your character's only flaw is the fact that they're not super duper intelligent, which pretty much this guy's only flaw was that, it's not a good character. It's almost a Mary Sue. And there's also a corrupt government official, and you have to save the president. I mean, If you just need to play something that will tide you over between releases that just makes you say, I mean, alright, then hey, play Evil West. I'd recommend purchasing it on sale though. I don't think it's worth $50 if I'm being honest.